Actually.
Actually.
I don't know what actually happened.
I don't know what actually happened.
Do you actually believe that?
Do you actually believe that?
They're not married. Actually.
They're not married. Actually.
Alive.
Alive.
He's alive. His heart is still beating.
He's alive. His heart is still beating.
Is the mouse dead or alive?
Is the mouse dead or alive?
We don't know whether he's alive or dead.
We don't know whether he's alive or dead.
Is the snake alive?
Is the snake alive?
Is your grandmother still alive?
Is your grandmother still alive?
Anxiety.
Anxiety.
He tried to hide his anxiety.
He tried to hide his anxiety.
Her anxiety was apparent to everyone.
Her anxiety was apparent to everyone.
The girl's voice is full of anxiety.
The girl's voice is full of anxiety.
Arrow.
Arrow.
The road continues straight as an arrow.
The road continues straight as an arrow.
Wind direction is represented by arrows.
Wind direction is represented by arrows.
The arrow hit its target.
The arrow hit its target.
Awful.
Awful.
An awful accident will happen inevitably if you drive at 140 kilometers per hour.
An awful accident will happen inevitably if you drive at 140 kilometers per hour.
I smell something awful in this room.
I smell something awful in this room.
I can't eat this food. It tastes awful.
I can't eat this food. It tastes awful.
They lost an awful lot of money.
They lost an awful lot of money.
The music was awful.
The music was awful.
Adapt.
Adapt.
He couldn't adapt to new circumstances.
He couldn't adapt to new circumstances.
I quickly adapted myself to my new school.
I quickly adapted myself to my new school.
We must adapt our plan to these new circumstances.
We must adapt our plan to these new circumstances.
All right.
All right.
Is the coffee all right?
Is the coffee all right?
Is it all right for me to leave early?
Is it all right for me to leave early?
I'll meet you at 10 o'clock. All right.
I'll meet you at 10 o'clock. All right.
Anxious.
Anxious.
He seems anxious about the meeting.
He seems anxious about the meeting.
My mother is anxious about my future.
My mother is anxious about my future.
We are anxious about your health.
We are anxious about your health.
Art.
Art.
I like poetry, music and art.
I like poetry, music and art.
The old factory has been transformed into an art gallery.
The old factory has been transformed into an art gallery.
They usually go to art galleries on Sundays.
They usually go to art galleries on Sundays.
He doesn't know much about art.
He doesn't know much about art.
Awfully.
Awfully.
It turned out to be awfully difficult.
It turned out to be awfully difficult.
That name sounds awfully familiar.
That name sounds awfully familiar.
It's awfully cold today.
It's awfully cold today.
Addition.
Addition.
In addition to being a doctor, he is a writer.
In addition to being a doctor, he's a writer.
In addition to English, I can speak basic Japanese.
In addition to English, I can speak basic Japanese.
This stamp is an addition to my collection.
This stamp is an addition to my collection.
Allow.
Allow.
His parents won't allow him to stay out late.
His parents won't allow him to stay out late.
They won't allow us to enter the garden.
They won't allow us to enter the garden.
You are not allowed to take photographs here.
You are not allowed to take photographs here.
Her health has improved sufficiently to allow her to return to work.
Her health has improved sufficiently to allow her to return to work.
Swimming is not allowed here.
Swimming is not allowed here.
His experience allows him to handle difficult situations easily.
His experience allows him to handle difficult situations easily.
You are not allowed to enter this room.
You are not allowed to enter this room.
Smoking is not allowed in this area.
Smoking is not allowed in this area.
Anxiously.
Anxiously.
Her parents waited anxiously for her to come home that night.
Her parents waited anxiously for her to come home that night.
He anxiously looked around for her.
He anxiously looked around for her.
Tim answered the questions anxiously.
Tim answered the questions anxiously.
Article.
Article.
Have you read this article?
Have you read this article?
The article covered a wide range of topics.
The article covered a wide range of topics.
The article was written in English.
The article was written in English.
The article is full of technical terms.
The article is full of technical terms.
Awkward.
Awkward.
He asked me an awkward question.
He asked me an awkward question.
I usually feel awkward around strangers.
I usually feel awkward around strangers.
I felt very awkward in crowded places.
I felt very awkward in crowded places.
Awkwardly.
Awkwardly.
I'm sorry, he said awkwardly.
I'm sorry, he said awkwardly.
She fell awkwardly and broke her ankle.
She fell awkwardly and broke her ankle.
That was an awkwardly long silence.
That was an awkwardly long silence.